Jordi, take me just through that last play. What did you like about that defensive stop and how your team were able to hold them off?
Obviously, they were focused, locked in. Dennis got a great deflection, and that's how you make those winning plays. And it was great to see. It builds trust, and it gives the group joy. So great to see.
You mentioned during pregame about the focus being very important for your team. Just what was different, and what did you kind of make of it, of how they were able to come together and fight, especially throughout the whole entire game?
I mean, it's like not being satisfied with yesterday's game. We felt like we should have been better. And then you have another opportunity today. You refocus. They were really good with the game prep and executing everything. It wasn't always pretty out there, but it was very competitive, I think, both teams, and it was a grind. And once again, I think the Brooklyn grit showed up, and we ended up with a win. So very happy with the group and what the group accomplished today.
Obviously, a lot of attention goes to scoring, but when Dennis has an offensive game like he does, but more importantly, I mean, you see what he does to Ja in the fourth quarter. I think Ja was 1 for 6, and they had that last play at the end. Just what kind of lift does that give you guys when your point guard can start pressuring the ball defensively and kind of get every defensive possession off the way you want it?
Yeah, it starts with him, and he gets engaged on just in the game when he's like guarding the other team's primary ball handler. And when it's a challenge like this, one of the best players in the NBA at that position, I think it's when he even like gets even better. But for him to play on both ends, to guard at that level, and then organize everybody and then score, it's pretty impressive. And again, he was a big part of a big win. But I like the fact that he makes his team and teammates better.
Jordi, 3 games in 4 days for you guys, and yet, like you said, this is kind of a gritty win. You guys hung in there a little bit. Just what does it say about, I guess, the focus of this team? You talked about that not being there recently, but just what does it say about the focus of this team that you guys were able to just lock in, not make many mistakes, and kind of pull this one out?
Yeah, I think it's like the willingness and the belief, the willingness to get better every game, and the belief that what we're doing on a day-to-day basis is going to help us get a win. And you keep seeing it. Like obviously we're talking about guys, but Keon Johnson played 20 minutes, and Zaire and Shake, like all those guys is like next man up, and they're ready to play. Keon was in and out, Shake was in and out, and then they help us win a huge game. So I think that tells you more about the group, like the togetherness, how connected they are. So again, like very proud of the guys.
It was a rough shooting start to the season for Dorian, and then obviously came out tonight, found the stroke, and hit that really clutch shot with about a minute left. Just what have you seen from him, tonight, and then what have you seen from him just since joining this team?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going back to the belief, right? Like we're asking those guys, hey, keep taking good shots. At halftime, I think we made 3 threes, or I don't know how many, but not many. I don't know, maybe 5. And then we're asking them, keep shooting them because they're good shots. And if we keep guarding like this, we're going to make a run. And Doe kept shooting, and they all went in. Can you always control it? No, but you control just to take the good ones. And he did, and I was very happy for him because I've put him in tough spots. Like he's been guarding centers, he's been guarding point guards like Jamal. He guarded Zach LaVine, like the other day Cade, but also centers. Like I'm doing all this to him, and he's fighting. And now the fact that I can see him fight defensively, but also see the shot go in. Nobody deserves it more than him, so I'm very happy for him.
Jordi, that play in the final seconds when Dennis just takes the ball and drives straight into Zach Edey's chest, is that just another example of the veteran saying, Coach, give me the ball?
Yeah, I didn't teach him that. And I said, dude, I said, Dennis, you do whatever you want, just take me home. So, like I said a lot of times, a lot of these great players that are extremely competitive and players that have been there before, you just gotta let them be themselves, and that's what he's done so far for us, and we really appreciate it. It's at the end of the day, is his job for the team, his leadership, and then deliver. So again, I've seen it already. I've seen it in the international world, and then I've seen it in the NBA. So I'm not surprised.
How do you think the team did kind of making up for the size advantage that the Grizzlies had? Because other than points in the paint, every size category is pretty even. So just how do you view your team's performance there? I guess starting with Nick Claxton.
Yeah, I think Nick was great because he grabbed 8 rebounds, but I think he changed so many shots. His effort to be there, very vertical, use his length and change shots. I think that it was a difference maker on our defense. And like you said, 66 in the paint is not great, but you go to the second chance points, and we won that battle by 1. So amazing fight by everybody, and great to have Nick there with those minutes. And right now he's played a back-to-back. So again, if you guys are probably going to ask me, we're going to assess after the back-to-back and see where he's at. But playing 2 games, it's, very happy.
Yesterday you said with Cam's off shooting night that you wanted him to respond better and make an impact in some other areas. Today, another off shooting night by his standards, but how'd you feel he responded?
Yeah, 6 assists to 3 turnovers. I thought he was engaged. Again, they put a lot of pressure on him, and I think he's dealing with it well. I think he can take even a next step where every night has to be a nightmare for the other team to guard him because he's that good. He's got to use his superpowers to score, do it in an efficient way. Today, not as efficient, but then his assist and potential assist have to go up. This way is, I think I told you guys, when he gets 8+ potential assists, we've won every game. And that's what we keep telling him is, when we give you the ball on the second side, explore, less dribble, more passing. If you have it, shoot it by all means. But if not, you're very good at sharing the ball because then we all benefit from it.
Hola Jordi, David Villafranca para la agencia F, enhorabuena por la victoria.
Gracias.
Llevamos casi 2 semanas de competición, ya 8 partidos jugados. Quería preguntarte qué balance haces del inicio de temporada de los Nets.
Pues de momento muy contento porque, estamos en un momento de crecimiento y evidentemente quieres ganar todos los partidos, pero desde el inicio del primer partido contra Atlanta al partido de hoy, creo que nuestro grupo está más solidificado, si lo he dicho bien. Y eso es importante. La verdad es que nos quedan 74 ahora, si mis cuentas son buenas, y la verdad es que esto es no parar. Y yo creo que ahora el mejorar es importante, pero el seguir mirando adelante también lo es, porque son muchos partidos y vienen muchos por delante. Entonces, el balance es muy positivo, pero no nos podemos parar aquí, Y ahora nos vienen 3 días sin jugar, que es muy importante para recuperarnos. Hemos jugado 5 partidos en 7 días, creo. Y esta es una parte muy importante de esta liga, es el no conformarte cuando ganas y te sientes bien, recuperar el cuerpo, y ahora nos vienen partidos complicados fuera de casa, Y eso es otro reto que con un grupo joven como el que tenemos es importante afrontar.
Jordi just told us that he's asked a lot of you defensively, obviously defending so many guys. So on a night like this, when your defense leads the way, how rewarding is it to also have that shot come back tonight?
Just, my team, man, they still trusting me, even though I've been, struggling the last couple of games. They still been, telling me to shoot the ball every time I'm open. And, it feels good when, when the guys around you, behind your back, even when you ain't making shots. So,
Just Dennis this, but you obviously the win projections and expectations for this team were very low entering the season, but you guys still have accomplished veteran players like you, Cam J, Dennis, who led a win tonight. Did it at all feel disrespectful to you guys as veterans, what the expectations were and how low they were?
we competitors. So, like you said, Stro and CJ, they've been a part of winning teams. They both, I think CJ been to the finals. I think Stro maybe close to the finals, or he been on winning teams. But it's just us in the locker room. We don't care about other people's expectations. We know what we expect from us. We're gonna compete, and if you want to play against us, you think it's gonna be easy, then you in for a rude awakening.
Do you guys feed off of Dennis's energy when when you see him pressuring the ball? I'm not talking about the last play. I
Nah.
just mean overall when he's pressuring.
It definitely, when you see the head of the snake, a guy, like I said, probably one of the oldest guys on the team. I think I'm older than him by a month, but he takes the challenge and he do what coach asks him to do, and that's guard 94 feet, and he pushing the tempo. So if he can do both, then nobody else got no room to complain.
Jordi was speaking earlier about how much he's been asking of you this season, especially with all the injuries, guarding centers like Zach Edey tonight and then guarding point guards, and then expecting to still contribute from the three-point line. How does it feel to have a night like tonight where your shot's falling, and also what has it been like to have Jordi ask that of you?
I mean, it's tough. Again, I'm guarding big man, so I'm using my legs a lot more. So I remember Coach Didi telling me you guarding big, so you gotta stand your shot a little bit longer, because your legs are you need your legs to shoot. I'm battling the whole game, but I want to win. So whatever I got to do to win, I'm gonna do it. It just feel good to make some shots tonight, though.
Was it tough? It's your first time starting next to Nick because he's back, and you're still guarding Jaren Jackson.
No,
Jr.
that's more my speed right there. Okay. Yeah.
How so? Just because he's on the perimeter?
Because he played a perimeter too. He'll try to put it on the floor. It's not him sitting in the paint and I got to box out. It's him. He running in from the 3-point line, so I can meet him. I can meet him halfway and stand him up. And I'm not battling the whole time. When you got guys like Big Zeddy, if I'm saying his name right, Edie, you got front the post. You fight in the front of the post. You got to spin around, try to get behind them when they do high-low. So it's tough. But, like I said, I want to win. So I'm gonna try my best to make it hard on them.
Do you think we'll see you attempt one of those Ja Morant 360 spinning layups soon?
I think he got 2 of them tonight, didn't he? And that just, that's why he's so exciting to watch. That's just who he is. He an all-star, and that's why he's one of the exciting guys in the league. He jump out the gym.
Dennis, congrats on the win. Dorian and Jordi, credit you on that last defensive stop. Just take me through that play and kind of what you saw.
The coaches did a great job showing us the play in the timeout. So we saw it coming. We pressured. We did a great job tonight overall, just being physical, disrupting. And last play was luckily good for us.
This game is another one that's come down to the wire, especially when it comes to that fourth quarter. Just what did you see from your group and how you guys were able to come together and cover for each other?
Yeah, again, after a back-to-back, to come back, lose yesterday, didn't get the 3 in a row, what we wanted, but to come back and show against a good team, our character again, shooting the ball. Doe finally shot a lot of threes, and it paid off. We need him shooting, need him aggressive, and everybody else just stepping up. Ben was out. Everybody just stepping up. Keon, great minutes. Zaire. Everybody who came off the bench. Shake Milton with big-time rebounds. So it's a collective effort we did tonight.
Not necessarily just on that last play where you poked the ball away, but in a general sense, have you been able to sense your teammates feeding on your energy when you're pressuring at the point of attack?
Yeah, it starts with the point guard, I think, on every team. I think when somebody, the point guard picking up full court and they see you in the back court, hustling, it feeds over, to them.
making sure they're pressuring and they're in the right spots. And that's what coach, want from me. And I'm gonna do it every single night. And yeah, I mean, I did it my whole career. If you follow my career, that's how I got my playing time in the league. And luckily, we got a coach, who loves that 94 feet pressure, and everybody's buying into it. So it's been great.
There's obviously a lot of conversation preseason about this team not having very high expectations and the low win totals and all that, but then you, Doe, Cam Johnson come out and lead a win, and tonight and numerous other ones. Do you feel like you guys as veterans who are accomplished players were somewhat overlooked in what you could do for this team enter the year?
Yeah, I mean, I said it before, even in training camp. We don't really care what people think, what they say. We believe in this group, and everybody want to make the playoffs, and I think it starts with the veterans, of course, everybody, encouraging the young guys to stay off social media, but not to think that we just going to win whatever game, what they say, and it is. But we just want to come out every single game, take every game and go out and compete, out-compete the other team and, win some games.
Dennis, the third quarter's kind of been a bit of an Achilles heel early on for you guys with this game. Obviously, Doe hit shots. You guys kind of matched the Grizzlies shot for shot. What do you think changed in the third quarter of this game that was different than these last few?
I don't know. I mean, I think today we covered for each other. We pressured full court. We didn't do that last game against Detroit very well. I think we did a better job as a team, five-man defense. It's not just, whoever got Kate Cunningham or the point guard, it's not just on him. And I think we covered for each other. Everybody was in the right spots, making sure, we shoot every shot we get when we open, and Doe did that and made some shots.
And obviously, with you guys playing such aggressive defense, if you guys said maybe fatigue in those third quarters can be a bit of a concern, but just how are you guys, I guess, able to kind of shake that off this game? Because it felt like you guys still maintained that high level of energy.
Yeah. I mean, Coach said it at halftime. He was saying that we got to win 2 more quarters because we was up 1, I think, at half. And that's what we did. We never gave up. We always fought and did it as a team. And I think when we want to win games constantly in this league, we got to do it as a unit. Everybody, everybody chipping in. Even the guys who's on the bench got to make sure they bring the energy. I think that's important for the guys who's on the floor. And tonight we did a great job in the second half.
Is covering for each other and what really the last answer you just gave, bringing that energy, is that how you were able to match their size or overcome maybe, a size disadvantage that you guys had?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the offensive end, it was to our advantage. I felt like, having Doe set the screens and Edie is on him to pop, and get those wide open threes was great. We kept playing fast. That helped us because they don't really get back in transition. Got good shots off of that. But on the defensive end, it's challenging. Got to box out. Like I mentioned before, Shake Milton came in a couple of times, got rebounds. Jay Will, Doe, Nick Claxton back in the starting unit and bringing the energy, putting pressure on the rim big time. And yeah, like I said, it's a team effort.
Been enjoying your YouTube videos. I'm just curious what made you want to do YouTube and kind of like share those game day vlogs and stuff like that.
I mean, I started that in LA 2020. People thought, before I did that, people thought I was arrogant. And because I posted a car when I was in Atlanta, a gold R8, I remember Germany went crazy and said he's not humble. And then my best friend, Joel, who lives with me, he was like, listen, we should, do YouTube. And, just for the people who don't know you to get to know you. And I think that started everything, that people know how humble we are as a family. Don't matter how high you get, we're always humble and we know where we're coming from. And I think that helped us in Germany, in the whole world, that they know we humble and we're just grateful to be here.
Dennis, you had that sneaky steal on Zach Edey. Just take me through your ability to execute that, and do you have a name for that type of move?
Nah, I was just going for it. If I wouldn't got that one, they probably would have had a wide open three. So it was just a gut feeling. I just went. He didn't know where I was at, so I just went for it. And yeah, it looked good because I got the steal. But if I don't get it and they swing it to the corner and they make a three, it looks pretty bad. So, but it was a good play, and yeah, it worked.
Dennis, thinking back to last week, you kind of had the layup that put the game away. I think you attacked Jaren on that play, Jaren Jackson, and now tonight you kind of went after Edey there on the last play for the layup. Is there something you kind of think about when you see big men as you're trying to turn the corner, and what you're thinking about as you try to go finish, knowing that they're going to be there?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do a great job during the game, I think. The first, second, third quarter, I thought I got fouled there a couple of times and didn't finish. And I think the last play I just went for it, and tried to be a little bit quicker than him, coming off the screen with pace. I thought he was thinking that I'm, Iverson, cut through the basket like a Nash cut. But I just laid it up and, I got him on that one.